everyone, Steve here from Tech Toy Tinker and Retro Arena. This is part 2 of the Yuzu on the AMD 4800U series. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This game runs alright. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible either. As you can see, it does hold around 30 FPS. It's not terrible. Also, just to state again, these are games that I have copied myself onto my device from a cartridge and then moved over to the computer. This is the most recent Pokemon game, so I'm only going to show this one and not the older two that I have. There's no point. Notice the switch on the ground there, to the right of the television set. And the laptop on the other side. See, Nintendo wanted me to play this on my computer. See, it's different from that Zelda game. The movement's a little bit more fluid and speedy here. As I was saying, I'm not going to play those other ones. I will do a Sam & Max, I think, though. This game also runs fine. I used to, as a kid, really love playing Sam & Max Hit the Road. My Uncle Lee got it. And Grim Fandango.
Congratulations on another successful peace summit, Mr. President.
Don't congratulate me. Congratulate the peacemaker.
You crack me up, little brain salad in a blender, Mr. Spatula. He's been acting surly and withdrawn lately, even for a vice president. But I never thought it would come to this. His lust for power has twisted him into a mockery of the goldfish we once kind of loved. That insouciant fin-flapping, that glassy, malevolent stare, like a sociopath or a Fox newscaster. Mr. Spatula has become pure evil.
Staging a coup, Spatula? Not on my watch! Eliminate him. You are my idol!
I didn't.
Flint paper!
Hiya, fellas! Hey, what's the rumpus? I'm in the middle of some sunscreen. Is that mechanical goon one of yours?
By the secret sideburns of Isaac Asimov.
My Matron 9000!
Destroy Simon Max. Destroy Simon Max.
S2 Matron.
But yeah, I grew up playing Sam & Max and Grim Fandango and those kind of earlier PC games in the 90s with my Uncle Leroy. Don't you dare say Jenkins in the comments.
Long ago in a distant land, I, Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleashed an unspeakable evil. But a foolish samurai war...
Not every game runs great, by the way. This one runs okay. But there's a couple of Mario games and one of the Zelda games that really... It's playable, it's just not... It's not great. Now, I'm sure I could adjust some things and settings and play with it a bit and get it to run a bit better. I haven't tried that hard yet. The actual process of taking your game cartridge, dumping it, and moving it over is much longer than just testing or making a video is. This game I was concerned wouldn't run that well, but it runs actually surprisingly good. Unless Yuzu decides to crash because it's Windows 11. While that is irritating, it's really not the end of the world. It's not overly hard to just reopen it. Also, maybe just don't use Windows 11 unless you really want to.
Hello, Sonic. Do you read me?
From throwing coins, traveling towards small children. The unfiltered starlight from the lovely constellations above is full of deadly radiation. Everyone knows to our complimentary SPF 3000 stars.
Lesson hold that that'll take you higher than a ring.
So, as you can see, no issues with Sonic colors. Space Invaders runs fine. I'm not gonna show that one. I don't know about you guys, but I used to play a lot of Spyro on PS1 back in the day. As it takes its sweet time. It should work now. It's just stubborn sometimes. Should probably dig around and find out why it's doing that, I suppose.
Okay, rolling.
It's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Ganok character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
Stardew Valley runs okay, so does Bomberman. This one here does not. I'll show you what I mean. If you try to launch Mario 64, only the Wii game boots it all, and it's not great. I have a feeling this is one of those games that will work in the future because it's a pretty popular title. It just doesn't work right now. But also you can play one of these games, or all of these games, somewhere else, so it's not a super big deal. On the handheld, you're going to want to use the touchscreen and tap, but you can use a mouse too. No, see, you think everything's fine, but at some point during this menu here, it's going to freeze. It doesn't always do it. It does it at different parts, sometimes not at all. It's kind of weird. It'll always freeze eventually, but sometimes you can get much further in. This game does work. If you just install all of the packs for these things, you're going to want to be careful which ones you enable and which ones you don't, as some of them are useless and won't help you on this handheld. I mean, they're not useless, but they're useless in the scope of on the handheld what you're doing.
Super Mario 3D World!
Okay, let's do this.
Watch this. That rabbit is mine. Yeet! That's right, I said yeet. This game works as well, but it feels a little bit slow. Now, granted, I'm sure there's a lot of different things and tweaks that I can do for this particular title that would make it run a little bit better.
Super Mario Odyssey!
It is holding 30 FPS, at least, so that's something. It does feel a little bit slow, though. But I can't help but feel like that's a setting on my end somewhere. I could probably drop the render res from 1 to 0.75 and that would also probably help a bit, but of course I don't think of that until after I start the game again, so... You probably wouldn't want to do that on a big screen, but on a 7-inch screen I don't think it really matters. Still moving a bit slow, but the ground and pound didn't lag the game that time. Also, keep in mind while I'm playing these games too, I have OBS running, and it's recording the screen as I'm doing it.
Super Mario Odyssey!
Now I'm seeing the FPS in the 37, 38 range, and it is definitely moving better. Hit 45 FPS. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely some things I could play with and tweak that would make it run a bit better and a bit better. But even what I just did now is a big improvement. Look at how much more fluid the movements are. Except for that audio glitch in there. The point is, you kind of have to tweak certain things to your own settings. I assume Breath of the Wild might be a little bit like that too. Smash Bros is definitely a bit slow. It does run, but it's kind of slow. So some of the more high-end games like that, you're definitely going to have to tweak and play with them a bit to make them run better on this device. I also suspect that the Next will give better performance. I'll be able to confirm that in the next couple of weeks at some point when I receive my unit. Like I said, I suspect that this is going to be much like Mario Odyssey where it works, but it's a little slow.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
It's not too bad. Though I do suspect that much like last time, you could drop it to 0.75 and play with some of the settings and probably get it up to 30.
That is a Sheikah slate. Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
Tony Hawk's another one too. It works, but it needs just a little bit of oomph, a little bit extra than it's got. You'll see what I mean. It works and it's playable, but it'll get laggy for a second here and there, and the audio will chop a little bit. That stuff will stop. It just takes a minute for the game to catch up with itself. Ow, my face. I kind of feel like if you drop this one to 0.75 and tweak it a bit, it should be fine. I'll show you windjammers too, but I'm not very good at windjammers, so you've been warned. After windjammers, I think I'm going to wrap this one up too. We're already over 36 minutes currently. If anyone's made it this far, by the way, comment 36 in the comment section so I know you watched this long.
Windjammers 2. Bravo!
Round 1.
My turn.
3 points.
Can't believe that actually worked.
5 points.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, make sure you buy your Switch games if you're going to emulate them. Don't try to download them. That's just not a good idea.